Okay, and we're live. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to our Zoom participants, and good afternoon to our FB Live viewers. So, it's another e learning session brought to you by Ariva Academy. So, guys, this is another series of our HR Virtual Summit PH 2020 Bounce Back HR. So, our topic for this afternoon is Be More with Less, how to stay positive, healthy, and productive during tough times. My name is Irish Malonda, and I'll be your host and moderator for this afternoon. So, in order for us to have a smooth flow of our e learning session, here are the house rules. For those of you who are first time viewers of our webinar, please type in hi in the chat box now. Let me see who are the first time attendees, participants of our webinar today. So Margarito, hello, welcome to our e-learning session. Hi, Miss Mavic Sevilla, hello from TPB. Cristel, hello. Crystal Joy, Elsa. Maria Rochelle, welcome to our e-learning session. Hello, Antonio Alvarado. Hello, sir. Maria Victoria, okay. Okay, welcome. And we would like to know if you can hear us loud and clear and we are audible. So you will be needing a good quality headset, and please use the following codes. Type in 111 in the chat box now if you can hear us loud and clear. Okay, loud and clear. Alena Oliver. Hello, Antonio, loud and clear, audible. Joey, Maria, Aida. Okay, thank you. 222 means you can hear us. 2121 means our sound is breaking up or there's a log. 2121, uh, question mark rather. Question mark if you don't understand anything. Okay, we're all good, loud and clear. But before that, by the way, I would like first to acknowledge our participants from out of the country. They're from Hong Kong, Tokyo, okay, Lalitpur, Nepal, Doha, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Thailand, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Texas, United States. Thank you. Okay, next, we will be having a quick break later after the presentation of our three guest speakers and before we move on to our question and answer portion. Participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by the administrator during discussion to avoid interruptions. Questions will be entertained after each topic of the session. For questions and clarifications during the provided time after each topic, please click the raise hand button for the administrator to enable the microphone for live questions. Type in your questions in the Q&A box, not in the chat box. So Q&A box, one question at a time will be entertained. For comments and feedback, please scan this QR code. Okay, I'll give you time to scan this QR code. This will be directed to our feedback form. Please send us your comments, suggestions, and topics to discuss for us to improve our future e-learning sessions. Okay, so we will be having three topics today. So first topic is the struggle is real, overcoming the realities of community lockdown. And I will now introduce our guest speaker. Our speaker is a life and career coach, management consultant, sought after leadership and personal excellence speaker, founder of Success Coach, personal development and business consultancy, and the partner speaker of Ariva Speakers Bureau. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all now welcome Coach Randy Esguerra.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Coach.
Hi, how are you? I started my video. How's everyone doing?
We're good.
All right. Hi, I want to welcome everyone joining us today. Thank you for logging in and joining us for this session. I want to welcome all of our friends from abroad, and I saw some comments from Cavite and Pampanga, so thank you very much for joining us. Congratulations, Ariva Academy, for doing this. I know this is for a worthy cause. So if you saw the link that says donate, please, kung medyo nakakaluwag-luwag pa ng konti, maybe you have a few there left, you can donate at the link that is shared by Ariva Academy. So let's proceed. with our slides, Irish?
Sure, sir. You
Okay,
can
let's.
now share slides.
All right, give me a minute here. Our topic, the first one, is all about the struggle is real, and the struggle is real means uh, first the word struggle. It's conflict. It's happening, and sometimes in struggle, you are confused which direction to go. What do you need to do? But also, I think the most important word here is crisis. The meaning I saw of the word crisis means two things. Number one is judgment. The first syllable is cry, which means judgment, and the Greek word sis, which means action. So technically speaking, a crisis is a time where you need to decide on what action you need to do, and that's the meaning of our first topic today. So I wanna talk about our topic. The struggle is real, and what to do in times of COVID-19. Um, Jeff, can you help me out with the slides here, screen sharing? I wanna talk about four things, four struggles that we go through. The first struggle is the struggle of boredom. I know some of you are probably so bored right now, and you're trying to think of things to do during this lockdown. Some people say that you're stuck at home, but I think the better mindset that you need to have is that you're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. So that's the first thing you need to think about. And the struggle of boredom is real. Some people think, what am I going to do? I'm just gonna sit down all day. I'm just gonna stay at home. What am I gonna do? And lucky for some of us, um, our houses are big enough where you can walk around. You have a garden. You have some place to. Doors. So what they did was, so here at the house, we have lots of cousins and nephews and all of that. And the game of the house is actually darts. We play darts here, and people come over here to play darts. But since the lockdown, we didn't have a lot of mobility. So what they did creatively was they created uh, a billiards table. They made a billiards table. So it was amazing because they actually built almost an actual size billiards table, and they redid it. They did it again and made it better. So ang tawag nga nila billiards table 2.0, mas pinalakas, mas pinatibay. So the quarantine actually makes you a little bit more creative, and that's the beauty of necessity. Necessity creates invention. So you can find a lot of things to do. One of the things that I found was I started to learn and appreciate cooking, and that was I was telling people that's I think the last place that I think I will be in the kitchen. But now I'm almost cooking every day. So just look around the house, see what you can fix. I think this is the best time to go fix your house, clean your walls, redecorate, and do stuff, and maybe make it a little bit more convenient. When you were working, you probably said to yourself you had lots of stuff around here and want to move things around. And now that you do, you have the time. take this chance to actually make your house a little bit more spick and span. That's the first one. No? So the word is quarantine tripping. So kung ano mang trip ang pwede mong gawin, necessity creates invention. So it makes you a little bit more creative, and you probably might be surprised of what you could discover. Um, the second, and I think this is a struggle for a lot of people, the struggle of exercise, and and you already, a lot of us know that one of the biggest struggles of being at home is sitting down all day, lying down, sitting down, ano ba, higa na naman ako, tapos pupo na naman ako, tapos kakain na naman ako, and then higa na naman, tutulog na naman, and that's what some people say. Um, Exercise is a struggle. So if you're lucky enough, I'm fortunate enough to have been able to buy some gym equipment, some dumbbells, here and there, a yoga mat. So I try my best to exercise. My bike is just locked up. Also, it's under quarantine, so I can't get out. You can't go out to go running, unfortunately. But if you could use your stairs, that's number one. You know, you use whatever you have in the home. But also, just the simple floor, the simple stairs is already gym equipment. It's already exercise equipment, and for a lot of us, we don't notice that. So my advice to you is this: the best advice I can give for people who want to exercise is download an app, download an application. Um, Sometimes you can't think of an exercise to do. So an app, when you download it, it's the next best thing to your own instructor. And there are a lot of apps out there that you can find that will be best suited for you. It also tells you what kind of state you're in. Are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Are you an expert? So if you want abs, there's an app for abs, abdominals. If you want to lose weight, yes, there's an app for losing weight. So if you're afraid of losing of gaining weight this quarantine, I think that's one of the best things you can do. But also the beauty about applications is, in my mind, its structure. The problem with a lot of people with working out is, I'll go to the gym now, I'll exercise now, tomorrow I'll be lazy, I'm not in the mood, so I'm not going to be exercising tomorrow, and then maybe the next day I'm going to be lazy again, and until 1 week has passed, you haven't exercised. So my suggestion is that the beauty of an app is that it has reminders. May reminder siya 5:30, 6 p.m. or 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Uh, that's the beauty of an app. It tells you, okay, it's time to exercise, and it's in a way a structure that gives you guidance on, number one, what exercises to do based on your weight. You can actually also know there your body mass index, so you know if you're overweight or you're underweight or just the average. You're healthy, but also at the same time, it tells you, it gives you a routine to do. And if you don't have much to do in the house, set it at a time that is most convenient for you. I suggest don't do it at around 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. That's scorching hot. Unless you want to really lose a lot of weight, then put it at 1 to 3 p.m. Sige, magpapawis ka ng todo hanggat mainit. So that's the beauty of exercise. That's number two, the struggle of exercise. So structure is very important. Guidance. If you don't have, if you have friends who go to the gym, you can message them and ask them what exercise. You can actually Zoom your exercise and do a routine as a group. No, even though you guys are far away, you can exercise together. That's also very convenient. Number three, yes, the struggle of dieting, food. Yes, so we have exercise, and now the struggle is food. And wala nang ginawa kundi kumain, and kakain na naman and kakain uli, and you know, nephews and nieces, you know, they're my cousins are telling me, kakain lang kanina, makain na naman, ubos na yung kanin, buti na lang may bigas. And dieting is actually a struggle. So here are several pieces of advice I can give you. Number one, if you are fortunate enough to go out of the house and buy your own food, if you can go to the grocery, you can go to the market, it's very important that it all starts in your choice of what you put in your cart. What you put in your cart is what you put in your body. So the priority now for going to the market is choose primarily a lot of veg, a lot of fruits if you can, so that you regulate your own consumption. That's what you can do. Um, and also try to get a lot more fish in there. I know it doesn't stay in the fridge longer than others, but if you can put in some seafood there, try to not put a lot of fatty foods if you can. Um, be careful of your sugar. So sometimes we tend to gravitate a lot on junk food. But also, one of the most important pieces of advice I can give people in terms of dieting is this. There was a study that said the less time we spend cooking our food, the higher the rate of obesity in people. So I'll say that again. The less time you spend cooking your own food is directly proportionate to the amount of obesity of people. That means we tend to eat a lot of foods fast. So we order out, and sometimes a lot of that has a lot of sugar in it, and you have to compensate it with exercise. So this study said, you can have your apple pie, you can have your ice cream, you can have whatever you want to eat, for as long as you make it, for as long as you cook it. So if you can cook your own food and give it as much effort and discernment in choosing your ingredients, I think along with struggle number two with the structure of exercise, I think you're gonna be in a good spot. But also, um, what I can also tell people is that you can also aim for something that you want to look forward to after the quarantine. So my team, our team is involved in sports, in cycling and multi-sport. And even though we're under lockdown, we're looking forward to the next races. There were several races that we were supposed to participate in a week before the lockdown. So a week after when then the lockdown came out. So we're looking forward to the races that are coming. So we don't want to be out of shape when we go back to race season. So that's also something you can think about. I mean, imagine when you go back to the office when all of this is done. Baka hindi ka na makaakyat na hagdanan sa office, no? So try to think about that, and you're struggling to commute and walk and all of that. So try to maintain a certain level of discipline with structure and along with your diet. Try to have as a diet that is as low calorie as possible, so that you don't have a lot to burn when you're exercising. So the third struggle is, ano nga ba yung third struggle ko, Irish? Teka, let me move the slides here. So can we move our slides again? Let me show it again. There. All right. The third struggle is also common to a lot of us, and it's maintaining your sanity. So sorry, we have boredom, we have exercise, we have dieting. So that's third. The fourth one is maintaining your sanity. Anong ibig sabihin ng maintaining your sanity? Being under lockdown is as if you're under house arrest, di ba? Na can't leave, can't go anywhere. Um, you're primarily where you are. You're just moving around the four corners of your house: first floor, second floor, first floor, and that's it. And the truth is, being locked in, nakakabaliw. Nakakabaliw talaga. No? Anong gagawin ko? And sometimes when you do stuff at home, you do it in installments because you don't want to do everything all at once kasi mauubusan ka ng gagawin tomorrow, right? So you're trying to keep yourself busy during that time. And maintaining your sanity is definitely a struggle. The first struggle in maintaining your sanity is, like any crisis, it is It is knowing and questioning yourself, is this really happening? The stage of denial. You're in denial. Totoo ba to? Nangyayari ba
I
talaga?
agree.
Nangyayari ba sa buong mundo to? Parang hindi to. This is unreal. We've never seen anything like, and yes, we've never seen anything like it in our generation. The other generations, the Spanish influenza and all of, they went through that during the war, but we're not there. And now we're going through this. The stage of denial is real. And sometimes you ask yourself, what is this? Why is this happening? What is happening? And will this come to an end? And a lot of you are probably asking, May 15, is it really May 15? Tapos na ba talaga? Mag-extend pa ba? Some other places are going through hard lockdown now, hindi lang lockdown, hard lockdown, extreme lockdown. So maintaining your sanity is a struggle. One of the things I can tell you, and I guess this is, some people will tell you, think positively about this. And think on the bright side. And yes, there's a bright side. You spend more time with your family. You spend more time with the things that you said you didn't have time for, your books, exercise, being with your kids, and learning a new craft, having a new hobby. But I think the best advice I can give you in trying to maintain your sense of reality about all of this is that accept that it is happening. Don't be in denial, and yes, it is happening. The problem is, pag may sunog, uy, may sunog! And ang una natin ginagawa, ilabas muna ang camera natin ng cellphone to take a video before we do anything. Uy, may nangyayari. And this is where preparation comes in. A lot of preparation comes in. So the question here now is, were you prepared? Of course, we're not. Some, they have an excess amount of food, excess amount of money in their savings, but a lot of Filipinos don't, and that's the reality. So the reality is, you need to have faith where it should be. What does that mean? Right now, whether you like the president or not, whether you like your barangay captain or not, whether you like your mayor or not, you need to have faith in them. And sometimes you go on a plane, you don't know the pilot, but you go on the plane. You don't know the LRT, MRT driver, the jeepney driver, your Grab driver, but you go in there because you have faith. So just believe that these people are doing what they can, and I know they are. No one wants this to happen. And so, huwag ka na munang laging batikos, no? Try to see what you can do. And one of the best things you can do is just follow the rules, no? Just try to understand na maaari ka makahawa. So let's not add to the problem. So let's just try to help each other out by staying at home, trying to maintain hygiene and all that, and try to have as much as possible when you're exercising, when you're eating right, when you're doing a hobby, and you're with your family. You're now trying to maintain that balance of mental health. It's not an easy thing, I should know, and a lot of people are drawn to the feeling of the attraction of being depressed. And sometimes depression, being depressed, nagiging uso. Depressed ako, I'm depressed and I'm sad. But the reality of depression is that it's okay when it's at a certain level na manageable, but you don't want to go to a certain level where it's deep and hard to come out of. And so you need to start doing things and start having faith in the people where you should have faith in. But also, most of all, you have to have faith in your God. Whatever God you believe in, have to have faith. But all this too shall pass. And the denial stage, after that, is you need to make judgment on what you should do next. That's why crisis. Judgment, action, decision, and action. What do you need to do? What happens after this? Maybe you need to be prepared more, but also you need to already plant the seeds now. What you need to do, stay healthy, um, just try to eat right, keep that balance, your body and your mind and your spirit. Try to read the Bible, whatever religious material you have, and try as much as possible to watch inspirational videos if you can. You know, other than your Netflix, there's a lot of good stuff on Netflix. You can go on YouTube. We spend a lot of time on YouTube. Spend a lot of time on those things so that you maintain your sanity. So that's where I am, Miss Irish.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Thank you for giving us the tips and
The
strategies
struggle is real.
and coping how on coping on the struggles of these uncertain times. Thank you, Coach. So for the meantime,
Thank you, guys.
yes, please, but please stand by for our question and answer portion. So, guys, I'll be now introducing our next speaker. So, to discuss, get simple and focus on what matters most. Our next speaker is a US certified neuro linguistic programming practitioner, a success coach, and a training and development consultant. She is also a member of International Board of Coaches and Practitioners, Association of Image Consultants International, or AICI, Philippine Advocates of Consultants and Trainers, or PAC, and a partner speaker of Ariva Speakers Bureau. Let us all welcome Mrs. Suzette Siapno.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the park.
Hello, Mrs. Seth.
Hi, Miss Irish. How are you?
I'm good. You look lovely today.
Thank you very much. Of course, mana-mana lang yan, di ba? Mana-mana sa Madam President. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Miss
Okay.
Irish, for inviting me.
Yes, our pleasure. Take it away, Mrs. Seth.
All right. Thank you.
You
Good
can now share your
afternoon.
slides.
Good afternoon to my co-quarantiners. Please type in hello if you're excited to what I'm going to share. And of course, excited to apply the learnings Coach Randy gave a while ago. Yan naman. So, hello, wow. Ang dami nagre-react. So, welcome to our webinar entitled Be More with Less. How to Stay Positive, Healthy, and Productive under ECQ. Now, before I start, I would like to ask you a question, guys. Do you think this is possible? Is this even possible? Can you type in yes if you agree with me and no if you think it's not possible? Hello, it's quarantine time. We're on ECQ. Okay, so I see a lot of yeses here. Good job. So yes, hindi ako mahihirapan. It won't be hard for me because a lot of you are typing in yes here. So yes, it is possible. I agree with all of you. Now, what I want to share with you is that it's possible because you have to style your mind. You have to design your thoughts especially during this time. If you don't design your thoughts, you will end up like the guy in the left side. Nakikita niyo ba siya? Please type yes if sometimes you feel this way. It's always greener on the other side. Oh no, walang masarap na pagkain. I don't like what I'm eating now. It's so hot in our house. You don't have air conditioning and all that. So sometimes we have that notion. Yes? Okay, a lot of people are typing yes. Now what I want you to do is be on that guy on the right side. Okay, on the guy on the right side is thinking of what? What do you think he's thinking? He's thinking of, even if we are on lockdown, there's a lot of things I can do, positive things I can do for myself. And I urge everyone to do this. Can you please read what's on the slide? Okay, it says there, tama, no, I wish I can hear you, but you can read it out loud. Miss
So
Irish,
much.
can you read it for me?
Yes, of course. So much of our happiness depends on how we choose to look at the world.
How do you choose to, thank you, Miss Irish. So how do you choose, guys, how do you choose to look at the world now? Paano niyo siya nakikita? Kasi for me, I see what's happening now as very contradicting. It's a very contradicting time. Why? We are on lockdown, but somehow there's a sense of closeness that's happening around us. Do you agree? Please type yes if you agree. Meron nagsabi rito, yes, it's a new normal. Yes, yes, we're closer now. Yes. So yes, merong sense of closeness eh. Kahit even though we are socially distanced with one another, we tend to talk to our family more. You agree? We tend to check out on our colleagues, even if we're all busy working things out for our company. We still check them out. Oh, how are you doing? Even before probably your meeting via Zoom, you have a 10-minute exercise. No, not to talk about what's happening in the company, but kumustahan lang. How are you? How are you holding up? So there's a sense of closeness. Kasi before, pre-COVID, we don't have time to do that. Like, we just dive into it, do what we have to do. 5 o'clock, clock out, that's it. But now, during COVID, we tend to be closer. So it's kind of contradicting, even in our family. Do you agree? In our family? So it says here, yes, this new normal makes us closer. Yes, even with my family, I always share with my friends, this is like a second honeymoon for me. PG-13 tayo na, Miss Irish. Second honeymoon for me, because for the longest time, I was working away from home because I used to be a flight attendant for 20 plus years. And so this is the only time that I get to spend a lot of time with my husband and my child, no? So para, well, hindi na siya child, she's 24 years old, but I'm really looking quarantine this way, na spending a lot of time with your family, value it. So it's just another way of looking at what's happening now. It says, as Miss Ida says here, sometimes it's depressing if you are with negative people. That's why I will teach you now how not to be a negatron, because it's really hard because negativity rubs off to other people easily. So in styling your mind, you have to have support. Now, you have, in designing your thoughts, you need support from a lot of people. In my case, these are my support group, now my family, my friends. So whenever I feel negative, I reach out to them through Zoom. So magagaan yung pakiramdam mo. So this is one way we can really neutralize negativity in our life. Yan, so makikita na. So taas nyo yung kamay. Sino ba dito yung mas madalas makipag-Zoom ngayon? Who among you here have more conversations with your family now? Okay, so me, sometimes, okay, me, I do, yes. So, see, they appreciate, di ba, no, Miss Michelle? We tend to reach out to them more kahit malayo sila, even if our parents are living in the province, like my mom is living in the province. We tend to speak to each other more now. We check out one another. Pre-COVID, wala. Only if I need something from her, only if she needs something from me, but that's about it. So what I'm trying to say here, and just like what Coach Randy mentioned a while ago, is that you have to take care of how you think. You have to take care of your mental health. And among the other things that Coach Randy mentioned, I will now focus on that. Probably your question would be, is that even possible? Although a lot of you said yes here, I just want to explain to you what's happening in our body when we entertain negative thoughts. So I'm going to share with you my mobile phone story. So this is a very short story. I just came out from a client meeting, and then it turned out well. So I got so excited, hopped on the grab car, and then closed the door. And then I realized, okay, why isn't that door closing? So I closed it again, and I closed it again. On the third time, the driver said, "Ma'am, can you please check your door? I think something is dangling there. That's why you cannot close it." Lo and behold, when I saw it, it's my cell phone on the pocket of my blazer. So I wasn't focusing at all. I was not focusing on what's happening around me. So when I did cry at once, but when I held my phone, if you can see there, the small picture down below on the left side, the power of my phone is slowly being depleted. You know that feeling when you see it slowly depleting and you want to revive it? That's what's happening to your body when you entertain negative thoughts. It depletes you. It makes you less productive. It makes you a negatron. It affects your body system so much that you cannot function anymore. Sometimes you just freeze. Isipin mo, no, you think, ano ba mangyayari sa akin dito? What's going to happen to me after COVID? I have a lot of friends who lost their jobs. I have a lot of friends who really don't know what to do after this. I, for one, have questions as well as to how do I reinvent myself in times like these. So these are normal thoughts, and I'm not here to tell you to get rid of them, but I'm here to tell you that you can neutralize them. So are you ready, guys, to neutralize it? Please type in yes if you are.
We are
Okay,
ready.
so may mga nandito, no? Rush reports daw, ang dami, ayan. So if you are ready, I am too. So as I've mentioned a while ago, you need to balance the energy system of your body because you don't want to end up like what happened to my mobile phone, slowly being depleted. So you have to balance the energy system of your body, meaning you have to concentrate on yourself first. I remember when during our training as a flight crew before, way back when, please don't ask me what year was that. We were trained to save ourselves first before we can save others. I know a lot of us are leaders in our home, leaders in our company. Most of us are resetting right now. We are resetting our budget, tama? Are we resetting our budget? Yes, no? We are resetting our leadership style as well. When we are, as professionals, we are resetting our leadership style. You might be an aggressive leader, or you might be what do you call it? A driver. You have that driver personality wherein you really don't mind. You really don't mind the feelings of your colleagues as long as they do the job. Perhaps that's your leadership style. But at this time, you reset it, right? How do you reset it? You tend to become what? You tend to become more empathic. It's true what they say. The CEOs now in most companies are now called chief empathic officers. They're no longer chief executive officers because their primary focus right now is the safety of their people. So going back to balancing the energy system of our body, I'm going to share with you the basic recipe of doing so. So it involves 3 rounds. So the first round is what we call the setup round. The setup round is the karate chop. The sequence round is the tapping out of the negative. And the last round would be the suggestion round. Getting excited, guys? Yes, I am. So let's start with the first one. So for the karate chop, as you can see, it is a setup phase. Now, what I want you to do is think of an issue or a negative emotion that you want to get rid of right now. So I'll give you 5 seconds, guys, to do that. Can you think of a negative issue or emotion that you want to get rid of?
I'll do it as well.
Okay. Okay. This is in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. An example would be anxiety, can be fear, can be an issue would be you're scared of your first online presentation or your first time to work from home. The arrangement is quite new to everyone. It can be that. It can be as simple as that. So now that you know, now that you have that issue or emotion, I want you now to quantify it in terms of its uh, impact on your life. From 0 to 10, what is the intensity of it? Okay, 5 seconds to do that. So I'm reading here worrying, anxiety, hesitation, depression. Yes. So 10 being the highest, meaning it's really impacting your life in such a way that you cannot function anymore. Some of you says here 10. Oh my God, 9, 5, 3, 5, 5. Okay, before you do anything, especially to those who mentioned here 10, may I remind you, just to give you a very easy acronym, before you decide on anything, I halt. That's IHALT. Never decide when you are intoxicated. Never decide when you are hungry. Never decide when you are angry. Tama ba? Do you agree with me? Never decide when you are angry. Never decide when you are lonely. And never decide when you are tired. It's quite alarming because giving yourself a 10 is kind of alarming kasi ibig sabihin nun, it's impacting your life in such a way na you can't function anymore. And we do not want that. Okay? So that's my tip for you before you do anything else. Sabi nga ni Coach Randy kanina, di ba? Maraming depressed. A lot of us are depressed right now. So before you think of doing anything, remember, I halt.
I halt.
Okay?
Noted.
So going back, so the karate chop, I just need you to look at your palm right now. Palm, just the palm, not including the fingers. Focus on the middle of your palm and then turn your palm sideways. Okay, can you do that for me, please? Type in yes if you're already doing it.
Ready.
Yes, good. Okay. You see the soft part in the middle? That is the spot. Okay, so that is the karate chop point. We call it a karate chop point. Bakit kaya? Why do you think? Because when we do a karate chop, this is what we do, right? So this is the karate chop. Now, since you already have that emotion, please remember the intensity because we're going to use that later on. So you have the intensity already. Keep that in mind. Now, what I want you to do is to use all of the rest of your fingers and tap it on the karate chop point. I don't need you to tap it like 20 times, just a few times, maybe 5 to 7 times. And while you are doing this, you have to say this phrase. Can you follow after me? Even though, because this is the formula, even though, let's say your problem phrase is you're scared of your work from home arrangement, for example. Let's have that. Even though I'm scared of having this work from home arrangement, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Did you get it? Can you please type in yes if you do? If you want me to repeat that, I can do so. Okay, yes. So as you're doing it, please say the formula, even though you can even close your eyes. So even though I'm scared with the work from home arrangement, I completely and I deeply accept myself. So you just keep on doing that. Okay, you can put your hands down now. Now, the reason why we're doing this is that you are acknowledging what's bothering you. you are telling your subconscious mind that this is what's bothering me. And that's why it's very important to go on to the next one because you don't want to be hanging on to that, right? You agree? Okay, so may nagre-request lang, ano daw ulit yung I halt? I halt stands for never make a decision when you are intoxicated, when you are hungry, when you are angry, when you are lonely, and when you are tired. Yan.
Also, Miss Suzette,
Mhm.
they're asking if you can show again
Sure.
the karate chop.
Okay, so it's this way. Find that small spot. First, look at your palm. And then right in the middle, put your hand sideways. Para lang makita nyo, I'm putting it this way. The soft part here, use your 3 fingers or 4 fingers, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then tap it several times while saying the phrase, even though, and then your problem phrase. And then the third sentence would be, I deeply and completely love and accept. Good job. You're doing a good job. Okay, so next one, we are going to go to the second one, which is the sequence round. Why is it called the sequence round? Because this is the first location point that you're tapping. We need to tap the rest of the points. And here in my slide, you can see the rest of the points. So the first one would be, so this is the first one, right? The remaining 8 would be this one. It's the point below your eyebrows. You can see it. Yan. Yung kilay po niya, yung baba. So tap that 3 to 5 times, just like how you did it dun sa karate chop. Okay? But now, as you do this, you won't be mentioning the whole sentence, but just the problem phrase. Did you get it? Just the problem phrase. So, oh, it's nice. Oh, I feel a little refreshed now. That's great. That's great, Leonard. So what you're going to do is say, I'm scared of the work from home arrangement while pressing that point. So this is the first one. You just follow
Does
what's
it
on
matter, ma'am, kung right or left?
No, it doesn't.
Wala.
Thank you for that question. So it doesn't. Under the eye. And then you see this bony part here. Just right, dun sa dulo ng eyebrows ninyo, the end of the eyebrows. That's the second one.
Kilay.
Okay? The third one would be here. You might look silly. Why? Okay lang naman yan. It's okay. Just don't do this in front of your bosses or when you're in a meeting, di ba? So this one is the third one. Fourth one would be the chin. That's your fourth one. Fifth one would be your collarbone. Okay, collarbone. And then we have under your arm here, just where you know where your bra is. Doon naman sa mga gwapo nating ka-quarantiners, kung saan yung nipple line ninyo doon, sa side nun, sa side of your nipple. And the last one would be the top of your head. Just lightly do this. And while you are doing this, what again are you doing? You're repeating the what? Can you type in? I just want to know if everyone's with me. Okay, I love you too, no? Kung sino man ang bilis kasi umakyat. Problem,
Hannah,
yes.
Arman. Okay,
yeah.
problem.
So tama. I feel so happy. Nakuha nyo na. So yes, the problem. So now, that's the sequence, right? So you do that for 7 times, the tapping. Now, don't expect it to be gone right away because this basic recipe, it's a matter of persistence. That's the reason why I ask you to know the intensity so that you'd be able to compare it. So if a while ago it's 10, I hope now it's a 7, or probably it's an 8. Don't be too hard on yourself and wish that it goes back to 0 right away. It really takes persistence. Okay, so now let's go to the third step. The third round is what we call the suggestion round. As the term implies, it's suggesting your unconscious mind of what you want to happen. You get me? Okay, so a while ago, you already inputted the negative ones. So we want to input now the positive ones. So how are you going to do that? Doing what you did prior, but this time changing the phrase. Instead of the phrase, you are now going to mention what you want to happen. So what was our example a while ago? Our example was what? It's about being scared of what?
Working from home.
Tama, di ba? Working from home, the arrangement, no? How will I be able to adjust with our family? Ang gulo-gulo sa bahay namin, yung aso namin tumatahol, si Lola, tinatawag ako. So, yun yung
Yung mga anak
example.
ko umiiyak.
Oh, yung mga anak mo, no? Umiiyak. Everyone's getting my attention. You have to set boundaries and also it's stressing me. What do you want to happen now? So I'll give you time. What do you want to happen now? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm finding, also it says here, solution po, stress-free, how to enjoy working from home, adjust, be productive. Okay, so just put that in a phrase. So I want to be productive, or from now on, I want to be productive. I will set boundaries. I will focus. That's your positive phrase. While doing that, you have to tap your meridian points or your energy points once more. So that's below your eyebrows. Again, the middle, the bony part of your eyebrows, followed by your chin. Oh, I'm not scared with the work from home arrangement. I'm not scared with the work from home arrangement. I'm not scared from the work from home arrangement. I'm not scared from the work from home I'm not scared from the work from home arrangement. So it's as easy as that. And the beauty of this is that you can do it anywhere. You can do it anytime. It's long lasting. The effect is long lasting. So please do so. Practice this. If you need help, if you want me to help you or guide you through this, my email is there. You can contact Miss Irish. My Facebook page is Suzette Siapno. I also have a Suzette Siapno Training and Development Consultant Facebook page. I am more than willing to walk you through and give you other techniques. Okay? So again, just to recap, I want you to style your mind. I want you to design your thoughts. Think positive. Yes, it's a cliche, but there's really a way of doing it, and it starts with how you perceive things. Remember, perception is projection. Whatever you perceive, you project it. So bago ka matawag na negatron, pagbalik mo sa office, ngayon pa lang, meron pa kayong 2 weeks na maging positive, guys. Let's work on it. Ladies and gentlemen, again, get simple, style your mind, focus on what's important, and that is yourself. Thank you, Miss Irish, and I hope that everyone
Mrs.
really applies.
Thank you for the tips and tapping away the negativities in our life. Thank you. So please stand by for our forum. And now I'll be calling the last speaker for this afternoon. To talk about rebuilding your life after a storm. Our last speaker is the success coach and employee engagement expert, sought after motivational and inspirational speaker, and a partner speaker of Ariva Speakers Bureau. Everyone, let us all welcome Mr. Howell Mabalot.
Hello.
Hello again. Hello again,
Sir How are you? Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, everything. Sobrang galing ng dalawa nating speakers, Miss Irish. Yung reality ng struggles na hinaharap natin through Coach Randy, yung mga tapping away tips ni Coach Suzette, NLP coach, certified in the US. Grabe. And so ngayon naman, we're going to alam mo naman yan. Yun.
I'm sorry, Sir Howell.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so rebuilding your life. See the slides now.
Please. Okay, we're good.
Okay. I'd like to ask you right now, who among you here has been part of the Selfless Leadership Workshop? Anyone? See it. Miss Iris can see it. Okay, they raised their hand. Miss Reese, ayan. So, sino naman dito yung umay na sa akin? We started very first week of April. Say I. Ayan. But right now, this will be the spring. Oh, well, the first part, selfless leadership, was the foundation of dealing with turbulent times. Now this is the after the storm. We talked about life storms. So who among you here already what a life storm is? Anyone? Say yes if you know this. Life storm. We discussed this during the workshop on selfless leadership. For those of you who has no idea what life storms are or what a life storm is, it is anything that interrupts your peace. And we all know that peace is the natural state of our spiritual being. And that without peace, there's chaos. Without peace, there's strife. What happened last night, we all know. The country is divided among each other, fighting against each other. They believe that, well, it's about a network, and you know that. There's no peace. But let's just assume that the storm is gone. Storm, COVID-19, storm, pandemic, storm, ECQ, storm, financial problems, storm, whatever struggles you're having right now. So the first thing you need to do, and this is related to what Coach Success, Miss Suzette has mentioned about perception. Change your narrative. It's the first step. Change your narrative. Why? Because the truth is, there is bad news and good news. You have lost a lot of things, and there are some good things that are left with you. So what do you need to do? The first thing you need to do, list down the things that you've lost and you've hated about the life storm. I hate the fact that I lost my job. I hate that I am financially drained. I hate that I can't go to Switzerland this month. So whatever it is that you hate, list them down. Because time is not on our side. We only have 20 minutes or so. So this is your homework. When you go home, list down on the left column all the things you hate about what has happened. Everything you've lost. And then the right column, the good news is you're still here. Have you ever rode a jeepney, tapos yung driver lasing, tumira, hindi kulang sa tulog, kaskasero? Have you ever experienced that? I've experienced a lot of bad drivers driving public utility vehicles. So that could be your storm. Yung nagdadasal ka, Lord, mabubuhay pa ba ako? Yeah. The good thing is, from point A to point B, regardless how reckless the driver was, you are here now. You made it to this point in your life. You are alive. Like what one coach has said earlier this month, we made it. Right now, we have so far survived all the previous storms in our life. Why? Because we're breathing. We're living. Now, what do we need to do? How do we change our narrative? Coach Success mentioned about perception is projection. Now, I also have something to say about perception. Let me tell you this. My perception is my truth. Your perception is your truth. All the negative things you've perceived, they are your truth. All the positive things you have perceived, they are your truth. Now, the thing is, where do you focus on? I'm not saying that you deny that you've lost a lot of things. I'm not saying that you deny that you've lost a loved one, or your job, or your car, or your condo, or anything. I'm not saying that you deny that. What I'm saying is, realistically speaking, yes, it happened. But on the right column of your white paper or yellow paper, something has been left with you. You are left with something. And so what do we do? If you're left with something, manage your expectations. What have you lost? And how much will it cost to rebuild? So what have you lost and how much will it cost to rebuild is up to you. You woke up today, good thing. You woke up today. You woke up today, yes, you've lost a lot of things. But what we need to do now is manage our expectations. From where I am right now, this is an ideal. How can I move from this point let's call this point A to point B. This morning, Ma'am Sally mentioned about pivoting. Do you need to pivot your job? Do you need to pivot your career? Of course, Ma'am Coach Suzette mentioned about changing your budget or your expenses. So how much will it cost? Will it cost you changing your mindset, changing your belief system? How much will it cost to rebuild? Now, a lot of people are good at planning, but they're bad at executing. So let me ask you this. What is your life storm? What have you lost? If you have lost a loved one to COVID-19, what will it take for you to move on? What will it take for you to heal? And I'm telling you this. Forgiveness is a decision, but healing is a process. Nobody heals overnight. It takes time, which is why you have to ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price? Do I need to get out of this belief system? If I believe that I should always be a senior manager and you've lost that job and somebody offered you a senior supervisor or a junior manager position which pays half what you have been receiving, will you accept it? Manage your expectations. 3, honor your grief. Let me call this. Anybody here excited about Mondays? Raise your hand if you're excited about Mondays. Uy, Monday na. Excited? Ayan, we have 7 people, 8 people raising their hands, excited about Monday. But in general, before COVID-19, we're not excited. We dread Mondays, and we know this. In years of doing this, a lot of people dread Mondays, which is why Mondays are usually the ideal day for seminars because it breaks the monotony. Honor your grief. Honor the grief that you have. Let me tell you a story. My mother loves us so much. There's 5 in the brood, and my youngest brother at age 5 was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia. That's fatal. And then he underwent cycles of chemotherapy. He went into remission, thank God. But at the age of 10, he relapsed. 5 years into treatment, he relapsed. Ibig sabihin, nandun ulit yung cancer. And the last 6 months of my brother's life, 10 years old to 10 and a half years old, he was on his sick bed. And then finally, the angels come to our room and escorted him to heaven. My mother lost her youngest son. For 10 and a half years, my mother was taking care of my youngest brother. Loss. And we are all, my mother's heart was broken into million pieces. Our lives were shattered. No older brother should be burying his youngest brother. No parent should be burying their son. The youngest son, to say the least. But then it happened. So you will ask me, how did we move on? We honored our grief. My nanay and my tatay, we're all heartbroken. We're all asking God, why God? Why did you take our little boy away? But yet we honored our grief. And I'm sure God understood when he asked him why. And for 1 year, every day, my mom, my nanay, and my tatay would go to the cemetery, and my mother and my nanay and my tatay would cry for an hour, more than an hour, from the day he was buried. For the first year, they would go there, they would cry. But the thing is, on the first week, they would cry, and then when they come back to our home, they would still cry. But on the first month, they would cry, and then when they go back, they just sob a bit. And before the year finishes, they just cry for an hour. But for the rest of the day, they would be productive. So here's what you need to do. Don't wait until you are fully healed. Which is why we should be excited about Monday. Manage how to remain productive while in pain. What's my point? My point was, we are still in that year of grief. And even now, whenever we remember my youngest brother, we still grieve. The pain is still there. Like what I mentioned, forgiveness, is a choice. Healing is a process. But the thing is, we remain productive even we're in pain. We're hurting, but we're working. My nanay was crying and depressed, and my tatay was crying and depressed, but they remain to be father and our mother and father who kept on taking care of the 4 other kids. Which is why this is what I use when coaching someone who just lost a child to sickness. A single mom with 3 kids lost a child to sickness, and she still has to keep the job. Otherwise, if she comes to work without performing, she would lose her job. And so I told her this. I understand you're in pain, and I understand the feeling of losing a loved one. And here's what I can do: honor your pain. I'm not telling you to deny your pain. Honor your pain. So it's a one-on-one coaching. I told her during lunch break, go to your nook, a place of a sanctuary, a place where you can light a candle, look at your kids' picture, cry for an hour during lunch break, and then return to work. It saved her work eventually. And the crying emptied herself of pain and anger, and she started to heal. Is she fully healed? I don't know. She may never fully heal, but she is better. Why? Because we can all be productive while in pain. So I told you, be excited about Monday. And what is Monday? M-O-N, day. Move on na day. Monday. Move on na day. Iniwan ka ng jowa mo, let this be your Monday. Move on na day. Nawalan ka ng trabaho, it's your Monday. Move on na day. Let every day be Monday. Move and work even when you're in pain. Raise your hand if you're in pain right now. I am in pain. So if you believe that you're also in pain, raise your hand. And I'm telling you this, I feel you. I understand you. We're all in pain. And it's okay. We can be in pain and we can be productive. There's this one movie I watched when I was a teenager. And Gina Davis, her character at least, mentioned, we're all broken, but let the less broken take care of the more broken. So let's take care of each other. Number 3, rebuild from within. We thank Coach Randy for telling us that, yes, struggle is real, and we need to be creative, build a billiard table, play darts, cook healthy food. Mom Suzette taught us shortcuts, techniques to move out and to brush off negativity. Now, let's rebuild from within. Like what I mentioned, it's not joy. It's not pain. That is the natural state of our spirit. The natural state of our spiritual being is peace, like a calm ocean or sea or water or river or pond. That's our natural state. The natural state is calm, which is why even if you're 60 days into seclusion with no one to talk to, you can still be at peace. You can still be sane because you are strong within. So build emotional resilience. For those of you who are familiar with the workshop I conducted, the webinar on selfless leadership, I told you to arise. Why? Because last night alone, even this morning, early this morning, and late lunch, we see people, ex-friends, blocking each other, hating on each other because they stand on different polars of belief system about a network closing. So I always tell them, and like what I posted this morning, diet. Don't raise your voice. Strengthen your case. Some people would say, let's all be angry. Let's all cry foul. That's emotional. And like what Mom Suzette mentioned, I hug. Don't make decisions when you are emotionally charged, which is why peace is the natural state of our spiritual being. When you're at peace, you're above all kinds of overwhelming emotions. You are resilient. No bashing can destroy you. No criticism will hamper you from achieving success. And no negative thoughts will put you down. Self-governance. We know that some people, during this COVID-19 pandemic, binigyan ng 8,000, pinambili ng droga. Binigyan ng 8,000, nag-inuman. Binigyan ng 8,000, nagsugal, nagsabong. They went out, etc. Why do we need to rely on the government to discipline us? There's no need for outside governance if we are self-governing. Govern yourself. Govern your thoughts. Discipline yourself. Because at the end of the day, we may all be filled with knowledge and wisdom, but the only person you can really change is yourself. Self-governance. Single-mindedness. We can all get out of the tunnel. From point A to point B, we're where some are asking, is it dawn already? No, it's still midnight. Because we don't know if it will be done by May 16. And I'm telling you this, on May 16, I will even tell my kids never to go out, even if it will be a GCQ. Why? Because we have to govern ourselves. Next, reconnect with your passion. Life is short. You felt like singing, sing. You felt like dancing, dance. Tomorrow may be too late. And if your passion is designing clothes or cooking root crops, go for it. Connect with your passion. As a child, what made you happy? Be purposeful, be joyful, meaningful. As a child, what really made me happy, and Miss Irish knows this, is that whenever we have vacation, I would gather all my neighbors and teach them and tutor them about math or science or English or Filipino. I was 7 years old, 8 years old, 12, up to 16 years old. Every summer, I would teach my neighbors while playing and coach them about their academic needs. Be meaningful. So ask yourself now, what will make you feel joyful? Get in touch with that. To some, it's sewing clothes. To some, it's cooking, recycling adobo into buffalo wings. We know that, Miss Iris, right? Be meaningful. Connect with your passion. Why? Because remember this, a happy employee is a productive employee. Therefore, a happy person is a productive person. But you will never be happy if you will never be purposeful, joyful, or passionate, which is why passion is important nowadays. And lastly, strengthen your support system. Remember this. You can quote me. Everybody, can we all read this? Sabay-sabay. Trees stand alone.
Bamboos stand together.
Growing up in Lukban, Quezon, God bless my parents and the bayan ng Lukban, I was privileged to go to our farm at the foot of Mount Banahaw every Saturday. We'd go there. And every after storm, you will see, puno ng avocado, ang laki-laki na buhal. Puno ng santol, ang laki-laki, bali yung mga sanga. But always, 100%, you will see the bamboos. They're just dancing. They're just swaying. They're not afraid of the storm. Why? Because they stand together. Right now, because of ECQ, we're not standing together. My brother and his family is in Virginia. My sister and her family is in Texas. My parents and my youngest sister and her family is in Quezon. My kids, my daughter is in the US, and my youngest son is somewhere in the Valley. I am here in BGC. For how long? Since March 15. Alone. But why am I at peace? Because I'm not a tree that stands alone. I'm a bamboo that stands with my family. And you will tell me, Howell, how can you stand with your family when you're alone? Why? Because we have Messenger. That's how we do it. And then our last conversation, my kuya said, "O ano, kumusta ba? Kaya pa ba? Andito lang kami." And then I told my brother, "Kuya," and then my sister, let parents kaya pa. My parents still want to bring their Lukban Kinulob and transport it I'm not sure kung via Grab. Dito sa why? Because we stand together. We may not be physically standing together, but we can stand together virtually. Strengthen your support system. Establish your roots deeper. Okay? And when you, as a human being, establish deeper roots, you will have stronger will. You know why? Let me tell you this. You can do it. Mabuhay ang Pilipino.
Mabuhay, Sir Howell. Thank you so much. So thank you for inspiring us and for the motivation that you have gave us. And of course, if I may share, sir, we know that
Madam.
you're alone. You're alone. But
Yeah.
you are indeed a blessing to Ariva for moderating our everyday e-learnings, for helping us and for supporting this advocacy of Ariva Academy. With that, thank you so much, Sir
You know
Howell.
what, Miss Irish? It's a pleasure. Like what I mentioned to you, at age 7 to 16, I was doing this. This is my passion.
Thank you so much, sir. But you know the drill, so I'll be
Sure.
asking you to stand by because we will be having a quick break. But before that, let us first greet our birthday celebrants today who are joining us. They are Rayleigh Macaraig and Jersey Branya. So
Happy
that's
birthday!
happy birthday. Happy birthday. And now, guys, please stay tuned because we will be right back. We'll just have a few minutes of break.